So now you can see this is kind of like sculpted my cheekbone a little bit, but it's also added some warmth so it doesn't look grey. I'm back with another educational beauty video. I'm Nina Ubhi, I'm a professional makeup artist, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can contour your face using a bronzing powder. I'm going to be showing exactly how I contour using bronzing powder, and I think you're going to love it because it's really easy and it gives you the most sun-kissed, flawless finish. Now, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. I am over on Instagram, so you can come and say hi there because I do a bit of unboxing, some reels, and a bit of what I get up to when I'm not filming for YouTube. Now let's go straight into the video. I do feel like this is kind of a problem that has been around for so long and everyone's always talking about it, and I think I have actually done a video on this and what the difference is between contouring and bronzing. As you may already know, some people find it a little bit controversial, which I don't understand. It's makeup. Chill out, right? I like to contour with bronzer, and I'm going to show you how you can contour your face with bronzing powder today. I don't personally agree with people who, or the opinion of, okay, this is how you should use bronzing powder. This is where bronzer should be applied. It shouldn't be applied in any other way, because I just feel like there shouldn't be any rules on where you apply certain colors, because one bronzing powder may actually be the perfect type of contouring shade for someone with a particular specific skin tone. For me, I always feel like bronzing powders for my skin color are always too gray. And it's like, I'm sorry, but that doesn't suit me. What makes you think grey would suit me? Like, who even created this? Did they have brown skin? Like, seriously, because I don't understand how people or brands in general are just getting it wrong when it comes to contour shades for brown skin, and it's really frustrating. So you know what, any of you girls out there, same situation as me, then just head over to your bronzing area, because you're going to find the right shades there, because it's actually complementing for your skin. Like, it actually makes you look good. Like, it warms up the face at the same time, so you get that nice sun-kissed look, but you can also contour with it. I am going to be showing you how you can do that today. Now, I'm going to be using my Fenty Sunstalker in Island Ting, and it's a really nice kind of like bronze shade, so I'm really loving this color. And I'm going to use a different color bronzer for my nose contouring, and the reason why I'm using two different colors is because the color that I use on my nose contouring is a lot lighter. It's not as kind of deep as Island Ting, so Shady Biz is what I'm going to use on my nose, because I don't want it to look really obvious that I've contoured my nose, and I don't want it to look like there's like dark brown dirty lines everywhere. I just want to focus on the actual contouring and make it look very natural. So first off, I'm going to get my Fenty Beauty 200 brush, and I'm going to go into my Fenty Sunstalker bronzer in Shady Biz, and I'm basically you're going to see how much I've used, but I'm going to use just the tip of the brush, and I'm basically pressing it like this. So I'm pressing it into the powder, and then I usually kind of dab it once on the back of my hand just to take off the excess. And now what I'm going to be doing is creating a V shape on the tip of my nose. Now, it doesn't mean this type of contouring is going to suit every face shape. So, you know, if you kind of do it and think, oh, it doesn't suit me, it may mean that you need a different style of contouring. But what I'm showing you is generic. Like, I feel like I would majority of the time do this type of contouring on most face shapes. So hopefully this will kind of work for you too. So I'm going to do a little V here right on the tip of my nose. And you can see that I've just kind of on the kind of angle on the top corner of the nostril there, just done a little V there. I'm going to do a little one here. There you go. You can actually see that that's kind of almost made the tip look a little bit pointy. Now what I'm going to do is do another V on top, but I don't want it to kind of meet in the middle, because it's not going to look right. So I'm kind of going to do a line here, but I'm going to stop about there. And then here I'm going to do another line like I'm doing kind of the side of the V. Well, not a V, it's like an upside down V. So it's an arrow pointing up with a gap in the middle. So I'm just going to go there. So you can see that I'm not going to make it touch the other side. And I'm going to do a little bit here. So we've left that gap in the middle from that top that arrow that we did, right? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go along the side of the bridge of the nose. And I'm just lightly using the tip. There, I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, you can see now that's nicely contoured. Now what I'm going to do is I like to kind of like cut off this section here. And I like to do it, but it doesn't mean that you need to do it or you're going to like it, because I actually quite like that look. So now I've cut it off, you can see my nose is contoured with a bronzer. Now lastly, what I tend to do is go over with my Real Techniques brush and a tiny bit of like translucent powder. I've just used my banana powder, and I just kind of like go all over, and it kind of like just gets rid of any excess and tones it down a little bit. Now, when you're looking for the right shade for yourself when it comes to using a bronzing powder, you want to use something which is not too orange. You want to use something which is kind of warming but not too orange. So for example, if you have a lot paler skin, I don't know if that actually made sense when I said that, if your skin is a lot paler, then you don't want to go for something which is, you know, overly orange, overly deep. You want to go for something which is kind of, I feel like the bronzing powders which are made for paler skin tones are closer to contouring shades, if you see what I mean. Like they are a little bit kind of grayish. You know, any kind of bronzer like that will work well for you as long as it's not overly dark. So you don't want it to be too dark when you're working on your nose, because it can end up looking wrong. So now we're going to go into the shade Island Ting, and I'm going to be using my Hourglass Veil brush, and I'm using the smaller side. And what I'm going to be doing is just like putting this into the powder and then applying it in certain areas of the face. So what I'm going to do is just dab this into the bronzing powder. I'm going to start from the top of the ear, and I'm going to gradually work my way in. Now my focus here is to create that nice bronzed contoured effect along the perimeter of the face. I don't really want to focus on doing anything on the middle with the big brush. So what I want to do is start from the top of the ear, and I'm kind of like going to go almost like towards this section here. So I'm kind of choosing a point, the point that's between the nostril and the corner of the lip. You kind of want to go there. So kind of like the top of the lip, I would say, is where you want to aim to kind of go towards, but you're not going all the way in. You're kind of keeping it on the perimeter of the face, and it should kind of like fade in as it goes inwards. And you can use a smaller brush if you want to, but I'm just showing you with what I use. So now you can see this has kind of like sculpted my cheekbone a little bit, but it's also added some warmth so it doesn't look grey. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to go into the hairline here. Now the reason I'm going up here, you don't have to do this bit, but the reason I'm doing this is it helps to slim down the face. So if that's what you want to do, you want to slim down the face, you need to use your bronzer or your powder, whatever you're using, on the kind of sides of your face, because it kind of like slims down the face there. So you can see I've connected it all, and I've just gone up into the hairline. There you go. And you can, if you want to, as an option, you can go down here and go underneath the jawline here, and that will kind of like, and underneath, not on top. That will kind of really sharpen that jawline for you. So I feel like if you see there, it's very flat. And then on this side, we've got some really nice kind of definition, and we've got a really nice kind of cheekbone, kind of chiseling going on there. And we've got the jawline, which looks like it's popping a little bit more. Whereas on this side, everything's a little bit flat, and you can see the warmth on the perimeter of the face, and it adds more dimension to the face. So we're now going to do the same thing here. I really want to make sure it's the same as the other side, so I always look back and forth to make sure I'm kind of evening it out. I'm going to go into the hairline here. I'm really focusing going into the hairline, not on the hair and not leaving a gap either. So it's like kind of really on the hairline. And then I can bring it down here. I feel like now I've got that nice warmth on the perimeter of my face, and now my face doesn't look flat. Now, if you want to, you can obviously kind of make certain areas pop. Let me show you how I do that. So I'm going to get my Hourglass Ambient Tiger palette, and this is my 234 brush from Zoeva. I'm just going to dip into that kind of highlight shade. So this one here. And I'm just going to like apply this just on the tip and there. That's enough. And I'm going to go into that highlight and I'm just going to like touch this top peak of the cheekbone here. That's it. I don't want a lot because I feel like when I kind of like apply too much highlight there, then in certain light, when there's not much light, when it's all like very flat and there's no daylight, I feel like it just looks like a white streak. So it really depends on the highlight that you use as well, because I feel like some of them can come off really white on brown skin. So hopefully that kind of shows you how you can contour with a bronzing powder. And don't get me wrong, there are contouring powders out there, I'm sure, that are very good and work really well, but I'm talking about the fact that when you have brown skin, it is really difficult to find the right type of contour powder. I feel like there are more options out there for contouring creams or sticks, which are the right shades for brown skin, than there are contouring powders. Like, not everyone wants to contour with cream or concealer. That's why I always resort to concealers for contouring. I feel like with concealers, I've got way more choice in terms of like what kind of shade I go for, because if you go for a good brand or most brands, you'll get like loads of shades, so you can really pick what kind of complements your skin tone. Whereas when you're going for an actual contour cream, I feel like it's harder to get the right shade because it's just like grey 1 minute and then it's like orange 1 minute and it's like super deep brown. It's like not the right shade for you. So I think you've just got to kind of like have a look around and pick which one you prefer for your skin tone. I would not go to a brand and just pick something and think that's the closest. I would shop around, have a look at different brands, go into an actual like Ulta Beauty or Sephora, have a look around and actually try them on your hand, because the more you kind of look at, I feel that the more likely you are you're going to find the right one, because when you look at just select brands, you may not find the right shade that you need. And even if you have like a powder which is a contouring powder and maybe it is kind of like the right kind of color for you, use that, you know, but try it first, because sometimes it can end up like almost looking different when you've applied it. And I feel like with most people, you want to have that very slight kind of warmth or kind of bronzed look to you. And it also obviously does depend on your skin color initially as well. So it's really about figuring out what suits you and what suits your skin tone. But other than that, I really do hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget, I do have a vlog channel as well, which you can head over and subscribe to. I'd really appreciate your support there because it's slowly growing and I'd love to get it to the point where we are over here. And it is going to also be educational, some behind the scenes of like my makeup room, my studio, you know, like unboxing and stuff, and some kind of the business side of stuff and just general kind of day in my life, you know, and going to events and stuff. So yeah, head over there and show your support there too. I'd really appreciate it. And wherever you are in the world, I'm sending you loads of hugs and good vibes. I hope you've enjoyed this video today. If you have, let me know in the comments box below, and don't forget, all the products that I've used are listed in the description box too. Now, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon.